Well, good morning, everybody. So I guess, Haley, what do you have prepared for us today?
Well, I'm just going to try to do a walkthrough of the system the way that I understand it, and
Okay.
hope that we can just answer any questions anybody has. I think it's a great system. I hope that everybody else enjoys it.
You know, I was going to bring up a point, and Damien, if you could share it, you had shared kind of, I don't know, I don't even know where you got the statistic or where you learned it, but what did you share with me the other day about incomes, about agent incomes?
Oh, yeah. So I still get some stuff emailed to me from Compass. They do the morning report, which is always very interesting. I can't remember the exact income. It was sort of like hours spent per week relates to sort of this amount of income. But
so the average, what was it? The average agent makes about 40,000 a year and works 20 to 40 hours a week.
Something like that, yeah, and I can quickly find it as well. But it said that also using a CRM, just by using the CRM and maintaining it and working it, the average income was over $100,000.
Well, so, and what I thought was interesting is it broke it up. It said the average agent makes 40,000 a year and works 20 to 40 hours a week. The average agent that's making over six figures is working 40 to 60 hours a week to get those six figures. But then it said the average agent that's using a CRM is making six figures.
Right.
So I think what I thought was great about that was really, you know, it reminded me that the effectiveness or the efficiency of layering in those elements, you know, is really where you can win. Let it be kind of an autopilot for you.
Yeah.
Would
you like me to read it verbatim?
Yeah, read it real quick.
So it says, the harder you work, the luckier you get. The median gross commission income for real estate agents working 19 to 40 hours per week in 2021 was 43,000. Those working 40 to 60 hours went up to 87,000, so doubled. So not doubling your hours, just increasing your hours by, you know, a little bit more. Your salary, your income would double. And for those working more than 60 hours a week, we're averaging $145,000 a year. Agents who use a CRM have a median income above $100,000.
There you go.
And hence why, you know, I'm not sure how much people know, but Haley has been using Chime. Jared and I jumped into Chime. We've been sort of going through Chime for 2 or 3 months now. Before really bringing it to the company, we wanted to make sure that you know, it's robust, it's easy to use, it's going to benefit the agents. And we look through various CRM platforms, and Chime is the bomb. You know, I encourage strongly everybody just to you know, listen to what Haley says. We're here for questions, but I have no doubt that if you use Chime and work Chime, it will absolutely increase your business year over year. What? You're shaking your head. I'm pumped. I love Chime. So
well, you know, so I would agree. You know, I think, you know, where I came from, you know, and where I found success, just my own story was really from, you know, utilizing a CRM. It was managing a pipeline. It was identifying and understanding that I had to collect and gather new leads. But once I started to acquire all these leads, what was I going to do? How I was going to stay organized? And then I realized I had so many damn leads, I couldn't maintain correspondence or communication and keep up with any of them. And then it ended up that 60% of the leads I had, I never really had spoke with or had a chance to chat with. But once I kind of put them in that system and they had that automated text emails and property searches going out, I ended up having more people calling me. Hey, Jared, thanks for hanging in there with me. You know, I'm ready to buy now. Oh, who is this? I'd look it up and I'd never talked to him. You know, so it helps you find deals and keep you in front of people when you sometimes drop the ball or aren't maintaining that communication or correspondence. So I'm a huge fan. What?
Just quickly to add to that, Jared, and you know, you can attest to that. Working Boomtown and then switching to Sync, You know, I've closed deals this year and last year that were literally 2 to 3 years in the making, just because we stayed in front of people with mail campaigns, phone calls. You know, yeah, there's leads that were, you know, registered over 2 years ago that I've been closing this year.
Right. You know, and here's the other thing that I also believe is one of the you know, I would say that one of the greatest attributes of it is the actual lead capture URL that we all have. We have the ability to really generate our own leads and our own market, our own business, you know, and earn those exclusive leads for ourselves. If anybody knows, obviously I distribute leads, Facebook and Google. Well, if you can create, and what's nice about this system here is you can actually start creating your own Google and Facebook ads through them. You kind of manage the areas you want, the, you know, the niche or particular interest, whether buyer or seller. So really lead gen in here is going to be a lot easier as well. Haley, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, I mean, like, even with the app ability, I get a notification when somebody's on my website right there from my phone. Or when the AI is talking to somebody and they want more information, I get alerted right away. I don't even have to be at my computer. I know it's like, oh, I better get into this.
Right.
Get on now. So
I
I
love
think
it.
it's
So today I would encourage everybody to have your computer, obviously your computer's on, we're staring at it. Have your tab open and kind of follow along, you know, navigate it, ask questions. So really today's about trying to navigate the system, starting to get familiar with it. And then as we start layering in more of the advanced options and features of it, we'll be a little bit more familiar with the basics. You got controls.
okay.
First thing, I guess also too, I don't know if this is part of it too, about making sure everybody downloads the app.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
So everybody go
Right
on
away.
your phone right now and upload or the actual Chime app, CHIME. Add that to your phone, and then that way you get push notifications as well as can communicate directly through there. I think you can make phone calls directly through there to log the calls. You can obviously add the notes yourself too, so it'll simplify your efforts.
Is mobile banking.
Say what?
All I'm getting is mobile banking when I put in Chime.
It's chime.me.
.me. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Good question, Brandy.
Sorry, I'm clearing something up real quick.
No worries.
Okay.
Okay, wait,
Everybody see my-
I have a stupid question. Did you email us logins? I'm drowning in my emails and avoiding my asshole clients a little bit. So I'm behind on my emails. Is there an email with my login?
There is, but if you just go to TitanOneRealty.com, scroll to the very bottom, there's an agent login. Just go and use your email and do forget password, and you can just reset your password, Rachel.
Okay. Okay, thank
I
you.
have a dumb question.
I'm ready, Darla.
I love all of our questions. None of them are dumb.
Not yet. What you got, Darla?
It's Andrea.
Oh, Andrea. Hey, Andrea.
I've been like in the land of the dead for 11 days. I've been sick as a dog, and today is the first day that I feel like a human being again.
Welcome
So
back.
I'm way behind everybody. Is this different from the one you were gonna do?
Correct. Yeah. So we actually shifted gears and signed up with this one just because of everything that they offer and provide for you guys. So
Okay.
this is a value, you know, this is really everything that I want to incorporate into the last one. It just was taking way too long to happen. So let's get the right tools in front of you. And to be honest, Andrea, today's really the first day. So you're in a great spot.
Oh God, thank God, because I'm just like, so I didn't even look at any of those videos yet. I'm sorry, I'm so behind.
Well, we're glad you're feeling better. Welcome back.
Thank you.
First, I'd like to start off with that if I'm going too fast, just stop me. If you have questions, let's just get them out there. Let's go through this together because it's really important that you're comfortable with what you're looking at. Also, if you have any questions or you want to do kind of a deeper dive one-on-one, let's just do that. That's totally fine. So can everybody see the dashboard?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So when you first log in, this is the dashboard that you're going to see, okay? It will tell you the new leads that you have, any opportunities, which would be maybe people that it's time for you to talk to, somebody that maybe it's been on your website and has a lead score greater than 70. It also show you what tasks that you have due today, any that are overdue. And then you can even create your own business goal, which is pretty cool. When you have active listings, it will show you it's called smart listings here. And we'll do a deeper dive into that here shortly. But it's great because you can just log in and do all of your marketing from your homepage. Okay. They have what's called the hot listings. So any upcoming open houses, whatever's back on the market, reduced price. You can just click on these and get taken straight to the listing discovery to showcase those properties. If there are any company announcements, we can add those here. So that pretty much is the main part of the dashboard. This will talk to you about smart plans, which we're going to dive into, as well as any property alerts. It'll give you a summary of what's been sent out, who's looking at what, that sort of thing. Okay. And they even have a learning center, but there are it looks like some updates that are being made. So, I would definitely refer to any of the links that we provided or let's schedule one-on-one so we can do a deeper dive. So moving forward, the way to edit your profile is by clicking on settings, this little gear here. And once you're here, you want to click on profile, which is obviously this piece here. You're going to want to verify all of your information, make sure that it's all correct. Okay. Very important that you enter your MLS agent ID number here as well. And there's one other area that we're going to have to add that to as well. Upload your photo. You can edit your email signature here. This will be the signature that is sent out with any emails that go through this system. Okay.
Definitely make sure to update that. And
Definitely.
everybody's photos should be in their system already. And if it's not, it's probably because I didn't have one.
So it's super easy to do though. You want to make sure you hit save. Okay. So that's how to edit your profile. Now, just on this left-hand side, we're going to go through a few of these items here. What you're going to want to do is set up your email. That way, when you're emailing through here, it should actually integrate with your Gmail if you have a Gmail account. So you were going to want to go over to integrations and then follow the prompts. So if your Gmail, you would click on connect, super simple. Okay, do you have any questions so far?
None for me.
Next would be the lead capture. So if you are getting, if you're connected, you have your Facebook connected to another CRM right now, and you want to connect it here, which I strongly recommend. You would follow the prompts. You'd come over, hit connect, and you'd follow those prompts. So anywhere that you're getting leads from, if you're purchasing them, you can push them into your CRM automatically. And this is the area where you do that. If you need help with this, just let me know.
And I believe some of them are, believe some of you are purchasing realtor.com leads. So that'd be something you'd want to do.
Yep. So we're through the lead capture setup. Now I don't know if anybody has a ton of leads that they want to import into the system, but by doing that, you would just click on lead import, and then you would literally just upload a CSV file. Okay, what's important about this is when you go to upload, there is boxes that you have to check so that you appropriately map it. So, full name, cell phone number, that sort of thing. Okay, again, if you need help with doing this, just let me know. Now, the system will automatically send a welcome email to your leads, whether they register through, Facebook or it doesn't matter. Once they register to your website or are brought to a registration page, they're going to receive a welcome email. You can review that and edit it by clicking on email here under templates. and automated email. So there's a version for a buyer lead and a seller lead. And what you can do is you can edit it. So you can read through it. Maybe you want yours to read differently. And what's cool about this is this welcome email also will send over like credentials, their login and password, for them to be able to log into your system. This is what it looks like. And it would put their account information here. Any questions about any of that?
Sorry, Haley, just to jump in. One thing I learned from watching their videos is I would recommend initially just like uploading 5, 6, 7 clients. Don't upload your entire database, your lead database. Just upload a few, just so it's easier to like get a handle, get a grip of, make sure everything's correct, it imports properly. And then that way, when you do the whole bulk upload, you've already got some idea of, you know, what it's going to look like, and everything's going to be auto-populated in the correct place.
And everybody's leads, you know, for our existing agents, you know, it's they're all being auto imported. So those should be all imported by this week, early this week. So I'll update everybody as soon as they are. I would say everybody should be good on that side.
Oh, good.
Awesome. You can also, so there's a slew of emails that will be sent out on your behalf automatically. For example, a property alert, market snapshots, and we're going to dive more into these, but you can edit any of these. If you wanted to add, you know, whatever you wanted to add something, remove something, just really customize it to yourself. Now, to add a new lead, you want to hover over people, and you would just click add new lead over on the right side, and you would fill everything out. First name, last name, email, obviously their phone number, whether it's the primary, maybe a mailing address, maybe you have their birthday information, source. Is it a new lead? Is it, you know, somebody that you've already set an appointment with? Are you nurturing? That sort of thing. Put all that information here. You can add a family member there. Pretty basic. Once you've entered the lead, you're in their profile. So this is an example lead that I did. You can actually add a tag to them.
Haley,
A tag.
excuse me. Haley,
Yeah.
this is Mary. Can you let me into the meeting again on my, I think, there we go. Somebody is, thank you.
Mary, whoa, Mary, you sound sick.
Oh.
She's in.
Okay.
Can I ask a really quick question? Sorry, Haley.
Yep.
Kara, just to back up, I'm trying to do this app and listen and do all this at the same time, and my brain is mush. But did you say you're going to import all of our sync leads into here?
Correct.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yep, so they'll be in this week.
Oh, goody, thank you.
You bet.
Hey, Jared, I have a question with importing the sync apps. Geez. What the hell am I trying to say? Leads. There you go. Will they show up as new leads in the new system?
I'm hoping that they can put them in the existing category that you had them in is my goal. So they're working on that to map all that out.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay. So once you have your lead in there, you can organize them by tags. And, you know, there's a bunch of tags already in here that have been created on your behalf, but you also have the ability to create your own. So maybe you met somebody at a specific event. Maybe they're, you know, they love wine lover. However you want to categorize and organize your leads is totally up to you. But you can create a tag here, and then you can also create a tag through the settings field under tags. I say it's just a lot easier to just do it while you're in the lead personally, but you have 2 ways to do it.
You know, and I think a good use of tags is creating groups, whether you, let's say you did a first time home buyer event and you've got a bunch of first time home buyer contacts, or you've got all the contacts for your neighborhood and you want to keep up with them monthly, or you want to send a newsletter out monthly to your I don't know, your networking group. So it's really just a great way to keep those groups together and communicate with them, you know, as a bulk and as a whole.
It's definitely helped me out a lot. That's for sure. So I strongly recommend using those tags. So when you're actually looking at the profile, you know, on the left-hand side, you're going to see whether it's a buyer lead or a seller lead, or maybe both, the pipeline that they're in. And there's also groups. Now, groups are different than tagging, and groups are actually added by the admins. I would honestly stick to using the tags. That seems to be the easiest route, because tags can be set privately. So you do, again, you have the ability to use the company provided tags, or you can just create your own that are just specific to you in your business. Okay. You have the ability to call, text, or email this lead through these buttons. By texting, you can text a picture, you know, Halloween, happy Halloween. You can send a text with the image of, you know, any of these images. You can upload any of the images that you want. What? Good.
Nothing. I was just going to say, yeah, you can upload even the images you wanted.
They even have like templates written out for you. And then you can adjust it. You know, how do you want them to automatically approach the lead? If, you know, lead first name, their full name, you know, it's pretty robust. When working via email, you can do a bomb video, drop in a YouTube video, emojis, insert links. You can even send listings.
Nice.
So it'll send that. Pretty easy, right? I love I send blast emails all the time, so I love this feature here. I had to make myself a little guide, or else I'll just go off. So that's via email. You've got on the left-hand side of their profile, it will show you obviously their contact information, their tag. You can add family members. It will tell you their lead score. So whether or not they've been on the website, how often they're on the website, give you a little more information, just more in depth. They do their own scoring system. So if somebody's this high, you know, they're active, they're being active. You should probably call them, probably reach out to them.
Well, and also here's my advice too, is just because somebody's not active on our site doesn't mean that they're not active on somebody else's too. So don't use that as a gauge to make contact. I would just make contact, period.
That's a great point. I'm just saying, if you absolutely see that, make you
better
jump on.
You're missing something. Right.
You can add their their address here, whether they own a property, if their mailing address. You know, I have some clients that I've helped over the years, and there's multiple properties listed here, so I can keep track of our history together. You can enter their search criteria here. So this is just a test case. Obviously, this zip code 80229, 5 bedrooms, 4 bath. There's one matching listing. So then I could go right into that and send to leads. I could select whatever leads that there is. I can send it to them, create a CMA, edit. I don't know what that button does. Oh, get the MLS info. And it shows you one matched. And then it will suggest smart plans. So we're going to dive a little bit more into that here shortly. but it's cool that it kind of says, hey, this is a recommended smart plan for you right here. Shows you the agent, whether or not the AI assistant is working or is on mute. If the AI assistant is set to work, they will engage with your lead, and it is awesome. I actually just had one over the weekend engage with a lead who I'm talking with now, actually talking with, which is great.
And if you don't know what Haley's talking about is the system includes an artificial intelligence and AI bot, like basically a chat bot that will start working and qualifying leads for you too. David had sent over a video of a lead that was chatting with his AI bot the other day. Long story short, it basically just qualified it. Hey, love to send you more listings. What areas you considering? The person said what areas they were considering. Great, perfect. I'll include these areas. What price, are you wanting? And I think they even went so far as to ask, how many beds and baths do you need? And then obviously the lead gave them all of that information. And then the AI bot just said, okay, great. I'm gonna get all this set up for you. I believe it said that it was gonna have somebody else reach out to him, right, David?
Yeah, it said that an agent would be in touch with them, and here was my phone number if they needed something sooner.
Right.
So Jared, is that automatically added in? Like
Correct.
and all that stuff when you pull, and can we start buying leads from you that go directly into this?
Correct. Yep. And so here's what's nice about this system. You guys can actually manage and control your own leads. The only difference between here is they do a minimum monthly spend of $500 with $150 fee. So I think it's $650 a month, but you can kind of pick what area you want. You can pick whether Google or Facebook ads. So there's a lot more control. I want sellers, so really you get to kind of dictate and manage your own lead cost and lead flow as well. Obviously, if you don't want to put that much money in, $650 a month, I'm still able to distribute those. They're still at the $10 a lead. So lots of options, obviously, and then still you guys all have your self-branded URL to where you can create your own Facebook or Google ads if you wanted.
Yep. So that covers everything on the left side of the profile. On the middle section here, this is just going to show all of the activity. The welcome email was sent out. Here's an example again. If they were set up on a listing search, here's listings and with the information that I set myself up on, obviously. Let's see. Daily Digest. No, that's not it. It's an old one. And that's the thing, when you connect your email, it will be, for me, this is set to my actual email, so it's showing everything. This is their market report, an example of the market report. They have, what is it, Jared? The market report, the market snapshot, property alert, market snapshot, market report, and home report, which are all really cool things. And that's next, but here's examples of just how robust it can be. If you wanted to see more details, it'll take you right back into the site so people could actually search through, log in, and just look at new listings. I mean, the whole goal for everything is to bring them back to your website.
Right.
And to keep them there. On the right side here, you can schedule appointments, you can schedule tasks. The one thing that I am not sure of is if the tasks do not go onto your Google Calendar, for example, but I believe the appointments do. So if there was an appointment booked here, I believe it does reflect on your personal calendar. This top portion, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's extremely helpful to have that on your calendar.
Yeah, for sure. These three dots here are like just quick links. You can find them on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can add them to a home report, smart plans, add a task, attach documents, just really quick links for anything.
And I like that ad market snapshot is one of my favorite things, just to stay in touch with previous clients, past clients, to share kind of what their area is doing and what value, home values and home prices are doing for their area. But then it's also a great excuse to check in with them. Hey, checking in. What did you think of your market snapshot?
Absolutely.
Where do we
Um,
change the status? Right there, pipeline status. It's tiny. Example lead right underneath there.
I don't think I know what you mean. What do you mean?
The
In the
pipeline
group?
status, right under the word example, above the word call.
Oh, right here.
So that's kind of small, but that's, one of the most important things that I think, is imperative is managing those actual pipeline statuses. Appointment set and showing under contract and close are obviously important, but if we're feeling comfortable or confident in one of these leads, you definitely want to separate them and keep them organized.
For sure. Up here, obviously, we already know what activities does. Engagement's going to show you, how you're engaging with them, what they're getting from you. Which I really like what you just said, because this is going to show the listings in an area if you set them up on our property alert, right? Rather than using it through the MLS, you have the ability to set them up on alert through the system. A market snapshot is going to show you the new listings as well as the solds, which you could put for a potential seller client, like, hey, look, this is what's going on in the area. And then the market report is statistics for an area, and I haven't gotten that one yet. I don't know why it says when sent, but I didn't actually receive it. It might have been stuck in my slew of emails from this morning. But that one is just obviously statistical data. I mean, we want to be able to provide them with data for a specific area, which I think is great. There's even a home report, which is more of a premium tool. It's designed to keep sellers up to date with the current, their current property value. Kind of like a Zillow home report, if you will. From what I understand, that you get 5 for free, 5 active reports at one time for free. After that, there's an additional cost.
Right. And I think that market snapshot is free and does just as good of a job. And we also have the home valuation report in our MLS, which most all of our MLSs offer that. So I wouldn't worry about it.
But these are great ways to stay top of mind with our leads. And you can change how, you can get pretty detailed as into what you're sending. Listing status, you can really customize this. So it's just a great way to stay top of mind, with your leads. Now,
Haley?
yeah.
Sorry, so on the property alerts, is there, now that the market's slowing, it's not as big of a deal, but like, let's say it gets really fast again, is there a delay between, like, I'm trying to back. So it's like, if you
It
were to
probably
send-
sends them out once a day, so not instantly. Is that what you're asking?
No, so it's like, if it came into the MLS on Thursday, right? Would they be getting that alert on Thursday when that one email was sent, or would they be getting it Friday or Saturday?
Well, so I know in our Denver MLS that it updates every, I think it's 3 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Mhm.
So let's say somebody puts it in the MLS at 5:01 p.m. Thursday, it probably won't go in. It won't go out to everybody in the MLS till 3 a.m. in the morning. But if it goes at 5:01 and then you have the system set up, and to be honest, I don't know what time these emails go out, but it might be in that next morning. So more than likely, it'll just be on the next round whenever your emails are going out.
Yeah, I just was curious
12
how long that delay would be, because it might make, you know what I mean? Like,
12 hours at most, but I also believe that you can set this to instant if you needed to.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. New alert. So location, beds, bath, listing status. I don't see anywhere where it specifies interior features. I don't know. I think
I
that's a
would
great
guess,
question.
I
I'll
would guess
find
it
out.
at the end where you would edit your subject line and all of that.
Maybe. I'll go through again after this and I'll find out. How's that? I'll find out and let everybody know.
Cool. I don't
Because I
it's
think that's a
super
great
urgent,
question.
but thank you.
Yeah. So next would be smart plans, and this is a great way to automate your workflow. Basically, it's a combined email drip campaign along with tasks that will help you communicate with your leads on a continuous basis. Now, to view your smart plans, you can click on the settings tab here. And on the left-hand side, you'll go down to smart plans. So obviously you see this wheel. If you hover over these, it's going to tell you like initial contact. It explains to you about an initial contact, how the smart plan might help. And then it gives you a recommended template from the actual library that they have. It's pretty neat. When you get into the library portion, there's a slew. I mean, there's just a whole bunch. And I know, Jared, you've added a bunch in there too, right?
Right.
But you can come in here and just kind of say, well, what would be the, best for me to use if I'm nurturing? You can look at these, you can create your own. But ultimately, your personal smart plans will be located under My Smart Plans. There's group smart plans, company smart plans. So these are all everything that we all have access to, in addition to
The library that they share with us.
library that they share with us. So, and you could click on any one of these, say, well,
Look at the one that's nurturing. It says its duration is 458 days. So it's more than a year of communication for somebody. And I think, for me, that's something that I think is imperative, is this setting up to where that they're getting, correspondence and communication for more than the next year.
yeah, here's one, 458 days.
Right.
Long-term nurture buyer lead. So if you click on import, it'll give you the ability to edit it however you feel like you want to. Okay. Let's say you want to add your picture in here. I don't know. I'm not very creative, so I need stuff like this already done.
And
But
I would say don't overthink it, more so just implement it, that we can't really go wrong as long as we maintain communication. And sometimes wrong communication helps start up conversation again. Hey, you're sending me the wrong listings. I wanted 3 beds, not 2 beds. Oh, well, thanks for telling me. We've never talked before. So getting something to them is more important than analysis paralysis. Oh, this looks too tough to set up. No, just set it up.
yeah, and that's really how they've been made.
Right.
Sorry.
Well,
You can save it and it will, like, your own, if you make changes, save it and then put it in your own plans. Then
correct. Yep. Mary, you can customize it to your liking if you wanted, or just import it the way it is and start utilizing it.
So like this, for example, this is going to be an auto email. Okay. How's your home search going? It's going to be 15 days after they registered on your site. And then 10 minutes from that, it's going to send an auto text. So I believe the AI will say, hey, poke the bear, right? Then it's going to send out another auto email, another auto text. Now, one thing to consider is I would just leave the auto pause as it is, because you got to keep in mind they've been testing these out. They know what works.
Totally.
If you were to create your own, then you want to keep in mind when you want this campaign to pause. So if the lead responds, do you want this to keep going, or do you want it to stop because now they're talking to you directly? Does that make sense?
Sure. It's the difference between us trying to engage conversation or maintain conversation. So sometimes you would have questions like, hey, still trying to get information from you. Let me know what you're looking for. Hey, we haven't chatted yet. Still love to connect. But once you have connected, then you obviously want to stop that and then start with the actual engagement. Hey, just want to see if anything has changed since we chatted last. But that's
One
kind of
of
what
the
those,
things I noticed is when you break up AI, if AI is having a conversation with the person and I break that up, sometimes I lose that flow. Like I
Totally.
almost feel like it's better to let AI finish that conversation because usually they'll guide them to call you or to have you call them. But sometimes I've stepped in because I'm like, oh no, AI. And then I just like, it's like a bull in a china shop, you know, like they were already in flow and I come in on a totally different place.
right. I love that, Rachel. That's a very good point. You know, and that's it. Let's be honest. You know, AI doesn't have emotions in this. It just asks the questions that we should be asking. And the reason a lot of us struggle with you know, lead conversion and follow-ups is sometimes it's the, what do I say? What do I do? I mean, don't overthink it. Just ask questions. Hey, what are you looking for? How can I help? So I like that, Rachel. Definitely don't let it do its job. It's going to get the same response
agree.
that you would if you would ask the same question.
You know, in Sync, how you could set up one campaign to start and then you put the lead into a different category. It would start another. It would start, you know, your other contacted. Is there something like that here?
You're talking about triggers, and I believe that they do have it set up the same way when you add it to a new pipeline, that once that status is changed, then it initiates the new campaign. And I would believe that that's how these are set up as well.
Okay.
So here's an example of one where it sends an auto email and then it's telling you, the agent, see on this side, it's assigned to you, hey, make a phone call. Here's a task.
Right.
So if you work in conjunction with what's happening, you know, automatically, and you're paying attention to your tasks, you know, that are set, it's foolproof.
Well, so this goes back to that conversation that Damien shared with us at the beginning is the agents that are using a CRM are already making over the 6 figures. You know, I think this is one of the most imperative tools that we can have. It organizes, you know, our leads, you know, for us, I guess we organize our leads more specifically, but not only that, it just helps correspondence and communication, you know, maintaining that. Go back to that drip real quick, go inside of it real quick again, any one of them.
Which one? Anyone?
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Oh, you can look at it here too, kind of give you a breakdown.
Well,
of
so
what it-
see where you go back to click on whatever you just clicked on again. So see where it says targeted lead type all, and then it says change pipeline. Right now it's set for any and all. You could use it for any and all, but that's where we would want to set those triggers. Once it goes into the showing or appointment category, or once it's in, you know, the hot category.
Let's look at another one. Which one was it?
And if you went to that one, yeah, that doesn't say all.
Let's try this one. This is for a seller.
Right.
Wait, gaze. So you can kind of just, you know, look through here and like, I think I might like this one. Then you can import it and edit it. And I mean, there's this entire library plus, I mean, that's a lot. I think it's a great feature.
And so what Haley and I will work on too, though, is really just kind of simplifying it too. Let's find the best ones just to get implemented and set up. I think the most imperative thing that I ever did for my business was setting up my auto plans. And once they were set up, I didn't have to think about it. You don't have to remake them. You really, you know, you can kind of set it and forget it at that point. If you don't set these up now, you're really just kind of giving up on the lead anyway. So I say it's imperative to put the time in now.
And don't forget that when you're in your leads, just say here, you know, it can tell you often on this side, where did it go? Hey, this is a new lead. The lead intends to buy in 0 to 3 months. We suggest that you add this. So it populates for you to say, hey, you might want to do this.
I like that. That's helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions about the smart plans?
Okay, this is not necessarily about smart plans, but this is about lead gen. Are you guys having success with the advertising on here, or what is the best, I guess, just personally, you and Jared and anybody else? I haven't experimented as much with internet leads, like from my own accord. Do you find that to be good return on investment?
Here's my little 2 cents. I think it's a huge return on investment, and here's why. If let's just use, if I can distribute leads at $10 a lead, and I can get you 100 leads for $1,000, from 100 leads, there's unavoidable conversion. Out of 100 leads, you should be able to get 1 to 3 closings. So that's only
Okay.
3%. So that's not huge, but out of 100 leads, there should be 3 deals. How much money can we make on 3 deals? $30,000 to $45,000. So if you spend $1,000 to make 30 to 45,000, is it a good return?
So is it the best way to continue to purchase them through you, since you kind of already have the system figured out? Whereas I would be like bumping and dumping through, like
Well,
setting up ads and stuff.
You won't though. So if you use them to set up ads, they'll work with you independently. Do you want to do buyer or seller? I want to do a buyer. Okay, great. Okay, on your buyer leads, you want to do this or this. So they'll help you tailor those campaigns. And remember, they want to make good campaigns for you. So I would not shy away from utilizing them.
They being Google, Google.
They being this platform, this system. You can go
Okay.
in and right there, she just clicked on it. They can
Yep.
create all of those campaigns for you.
Okay, will you click that one more time? I'm just going to zoom in. Okay, it's the far right. Okay.
It's a little it looked like a marketplace.
Okay.
And then see where it says Google PPC ads, Facebook dynamic ads, listing ads, Facebook seller ads. I mean,
Okay.
all of those are great options. So really think about what it is that you want. If you have the budget to pay them for it, you can really hone in those areas too.
Yeah.
But
Like
remember,
niche marketing.
if you make too small of a target, you're going to have very few opportunities, and your cost of lead might go up because the pool's so small. The bigger pool, cheaper leads. Smaller
Okay, so I'm
pool.
just going to bring my laptop in one day and I'm going to force you to do this with me. How about that?
Challenge
I'm
accepted.
just going to show up too, so you don't know I'm coming. Surprise.
Surprise, I'm not there.
Creating my ads today. Okay,
So
thank you.
This is, you can get all the information as far as working with them directly. I mean, they'll be right on top of it.
Okay.
What do you
Um,
have, Kristen?
So it's about the smart plans again. If we want to stay on the ads, that's fine. I just, I guess my question is, so you let's say you put in a lead, right? It doesn't come through your website. So
Okay.
then you put in a lead, would you tag it? And is that tag how they get set up on a smart plan?
You
Uh,
can create that, yeah.
Well, so go back to a lead real quick, Haley. Just pop
Um,
open any lead. So let's say you just
So, like-
added this one, Kristen.
Okay,
Sorry, go Haley.
No, go ahead.
Well, that's where you would set up. So go to the top where it says smart plans. So this is the lead you just added right there. So then right there is where you can start adding and initiating smart plans.
okay.
So you
So
would
they're
want to
doing-
import them first.
I was gonna say, import them, make sure you
And
like
then,
it.
and then once they're imported, you'll have a whole menu of the ones that you liked and you picked, you customized, you made. And then when you actually add them in, you can just start triggering those actual smart plans and putting them on it.
That's cool. Okay, that makes, so that clarifies everything. Thank you.
Where they show up.
Well, like, and
That
for
will-
this one, the only thing on this one, what that triggered this was that the lead intends to buy within 3 months.
And that's what they said. So remember, they go through a questionnaire when they sign up. So it could be accurate. It could be that they just clicked buttons just to move forward too. So I would take it for a grain of salt.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's important to be as detailed as you can within your lead's profile.
Yeah. So they got into your website, they would have gotten the welcome email, they would have interacted with AI, hopefully to some degree, at which point in the system, it tells you where they're at, and then you can set them up on the appropriate smart plan
Yeah, exactly.
or contact them directly.
And I would say always contact them directly. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better way to connect with somebody. Remember, we're trying to find people who want to work with us. And it's not usually today. Nobody has a couple $100,000 in their pocket they're going to blow today. So it really is about connection. And one of the things that I always knew is that when I made the phone call, 80% of the time they never answered. So that means 80% of the time I left a voicemail, but I also knew if I left a voicemail that they liked, oh my gosh, well, hey, that's a nice guy. It sounds like a guy I might work with. I'm not going to say anything now. And when I send the same text, hey, just left you a voicemail, I'd love to connect. At least they saw the voice, heard the voicemail, saw the text, I'm not going to respond, and they just let it go. So a lot of the times for me, them not saying anything and not opting out actually meant that they were opted in. Hey, you heard my voicemail, you're seeing my text, you're getting my emails, and you haven't told me to pound sand. That means you like what you're hearing, you just don't want to use me yet. So,
Gotcha.
you know, leaving those voicemails for me is, I think, one of the most imperative pieces, because then they get to hear, hey, is this a person I would actually work with? If it is, that's when they hang in there with you and they just don't say anything because they're not at the place yet.
Gotcha.
And then
Gotcha. Thank you.
also, and I know that this is a little bit more detailed, but if you wanted to create a tag to have a smart plan trigger right away for that tag, this is where you would do it when you import it so that you can edit it.
Mm-hmm.
This one is applied when a lead is newly created.
Only if you turn on
Right.
that button that says auto apply.
Mm-hmm.
Over.
So you could hit edit and you could say, well, I want it to
For
happen
these
with
tags, for this pipeline
tag.
status, for this particular source. And then see the button right above there, Haley, that says auto apply.
Yep, it says auto apply. You have to hit auto apply and save.
And that means if when it hits that tag and when it hits that pipeline or whatever it hits, that's when it'll initiate those.
Okay. Sorry,
So you
just trying to
can
get a
get-
sense of how it all works together.
Yeah, you can get super
know-
great here.
So if I was to reverse engineer this, I always looked at what my pipeline stages were. Haley, can you go into that the little pipeline stage or go to the list of leads, your list of leads. See at the top where it says new leads, attempted, new nurturing, warm, hot appointment. Can you highlight that up real quick?
Where here?
Nope, along the top. See,
Oh,
yep, right there.
here.
So right there is all of your categories. My whole goal was to push them down the line. Like if I don't know where you're at, I needed to go down the line. For me, hot and appointment set is probably the most important category for me. And it's usually people that I've had some sort of like correspondence with. Yes, at some point they might be buying or selling. I put them into that category to where when I came into my business on Mondays, I would pull up my hot category, my appointment category. And then I could see I've got 5 people in here, and every week I would maybe touch base, or I would say, oh, I just talked to them 3 days ago. I don't need to. But organizing and prioritizing the actual categories is number one. Once you know what categories mean to you, well, I mean, new leads easy. Attempted contact, meaning I called, but I didn't connect. Nurturing means I did probably connect, but we don't have a whole lot of understanding of what's going on here. Warm and hot means we've connected. I had a good feeling. It's somebody I don't want to lose. Knowing those stages and knowing how important it is to get them down the pipeline is how we get them to showing it under contract. Once I know my pipeline stages, then you can start implementing communication. If I have an attempted contact individual, that means I've never spoke with you. Hey, wanted to reach out, see if there's anything I could do to change things. Hey, we still haven't connected. I'd love to connect. Once we do then connect, then it goes to a nurturing. Well, now that I know they're in a nurturing category, I've already chatted a little bit with them, but maybe not a lot. Hey, wanted to see if I could do more to help with your search. Hey, wanted to see if I could send you more items of value. You see how kind of like when they're in each stage, kind of it changes how we communicate, how regularly, how frequently. But for me, number one is you have to identify those stages and the importance of moving them into different categories. Once they're in a hot or a warm category, those are people I never want to lose, because it means I got to replace them if I lose them. So managing and maintaining that communication for as long as it takes them to hang in there, I'm going to hang in there with them.
And you can also see from, this view from all of your leads, the last touch, what communication style has there been? What kind of inquiry have they had? If they've been on the website, have they favorited anything? the alerts that they've opened, their tag, when they were created, is there a lender, their last visit to the site, whether or not there's an assistant assigned to them. So I mean, it's super, again, it's super robust. This box here, I think this is going to be different for me, Jared, than it is for you.
Well,
But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click.
can you sign
on
into
the-
your other account,
Um,
your standard user account?
my one I've started with, not Titan. That one.
No, because you have two accounts in this one. Remember, you have the admin account and then just a standard user
Yeah.
account.
It's all just too much. Too many logins for stuff. Okay. If you click on the 4 dots here, or the 4 squares, this will take you to, it's the same thing, to your website. So what we're gonna say here, you're gonna end up at this page, okay? You're gonna wanna click on settings. Listings. And MLS integration. And then you're gonna have to enter in your MLS ID number here. That's what it is, right? In Select RE Colorado. This is really important, guys, because this is how your listings are going to show up on your homepage so that you can share them and everything. That's how the system knows, oh, these are yours.
Right. So so if you don't set this up, it'll still have a property search. They'll still be able to search for everything, but what it won't do is pull your specific and particular data. So definitely set up that.
Right. Which brings me to the whole marketing point of everything. Once you've done that, now we can really dive into the smart listings. So you can manage your listings from the homepage, or is it this page? Sorry, there's so many. Or from here as well, which this little house here is like the listing discovery. Okay. So once you're, whether you're on this side or the homepage, I'm just going to go back to the homepage and make it a little bit easier. You can, I don't know, it's kind of small, but this will show you how many page visits per on your website for that specific listing, who's hearted it, if anybody's made a showing request, and if you have any matching leads in your database for it.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, keep going, Haley.
I actually want to go into my original account so I can actually show the power of it.
Perfect. Yeah.
I don't have any of my actual leads. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay. So, example, this account here is the account that I was using previous.
Can you
All of
zoom
my
into
data.
that? But can you zoom into that at all?
Is that better?
No, much better.
Okay, sorry, guys. So this is a listing that I have that is under contract. Okay, I've had 5 page views. Nobody favorited it. But if I click the little puzzle piece here, it shows me that I've got 23 leads in my system that have matching criteria. Kind of, these are all older, but still, hey, I could select them all. I can email it to them, or I could text it to them.
When we
Boom.
chatted about this, Haley, what's the benefit for I guess what's one way we could utilize this feature to win a listing appointment?
A listing appointment to send listings to?
Because we had talked about entering in a pocket listing.
Oh, a pocket listing. That is a feature I still need to get familiar with.
And so what,
Because-
and
Go
I
ahead.
think, and here's what I've done in the past, and I think that this is a nice feature, is you can actually add a pocket listing, and I believe it'll still then reverse engineer or reverse prospect your database to see if there's any fits. But this is
Yeah.
something that if I'm going on a listing appointment this afternoon, I would want to add my pocket listing. I would want to run it through to see if there are any leads within my database that do match it. If Haley went to an appointment and she had their house on there, because remember, you can snag that photo off Google if you wanted. So if you go on a listing appointment and you say, hey, I've already added your, I pulled your property into my system. I've already looked to see if I had anybody in it, and I've already got 23 people that would be interested in this property. How do you think your seller is going to feel at that point? That right off the bat, before we've even listed this, I can tell you I've got 23 people. Even if it was
Yep.
5, I think somebody's going to get excited. So I think this one feature alone would separate you from any other agent just by adding them as a pocket listing, seeing if there's any that are within your database. And let's say this, let's say you don't have anybody in your system, you could at least speak to it. Hey, I can put this in my system and also identify everybody who would probably like it. Statistically, I have 5 to 23 people who end up liking my listings.
Yep.
So I think this is a great way to solidify an appointment.
You can view the leads here. Okay. You can
I wanted to
create an
share
ad.
something.
What was that?
Said I wanted to share something
Yeah, what's that, Danny?
with this. Okay, so I found out over the weekend from Lisa that you guys cannot post other people leads because of Colorado's law with agent, right? Here in Florida, we can do that. So let's say Haley got a listing, but she's not, as an example, she's not with Titan One, she's with another company like XP Real Estate. I can post it as long as it's in my IDX. I can't say that it's my home, but I can say, hey, just list it in the area, and I can post it to my social feed. For us here, I'm not sure if David, I know David's listening, but I didn't bring that up with him as well. I don't know if Lisa did, but here in Florida, we can do that. But Chime doesn't allow us to do that. It's not allowing me to post the IDX list, like I said, from either an XP listing agent or a listing that's in the MLS entirely.
It's not letting you share it on social media?
Yeah, it doesn't let
Well,
me.
here's the trick though, Danny, is just don't use Chime to do it. Go around them, still upload it,
Got you.
right? I mean,
But the thing about it is that okay, I know what you mean, like just taking the picture and then like creating a Canva and saying, hey, and then putting it as like a landing page. So
totally.
that when they click, they automatically come and they, that lead automatically generates into my Chime. Thing about it in Florida is that we cannot take any pictures off the MLS and post them like that. We have to go to the house and take a photo of that house.
I don't know what to say. I might do it anyway. Just don't tell David you did it.
What happens if you contact the listing agent and say, hey, I would love to promote your property. Will you just send me a picture of it? Then you didn't steal it. Just give them a call and ask them to text you one.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you're right. Thank you for that.
Well, even out here in Colorado, we're supposed to say who the listing belongs to, even on Facebook. We're supposed
Well,
to say,
we just need to share the office. Who's the
Right.
actual listing office? Who's the brokerage? And that's it. So as long as we share who it's actually listed under, we're kind of CYA.
well, since you brought that up, let me show you this feature. Where is it at? And so I apologize, mine is a little bit different, but we'll say open house. All right, so these are all the open houses that the system is registering. I'm going to see here how it says there's 3 matched. It will let me share. It will let me share that listing to any lead I want to.
And you know what I like about this is this is one of those things, hey, I was just looking through, thought maybe you might like this listing. I didn't look, I mean, I guess I did look through, but the system told me that they might like this listing. This is a great way to stir up weekend appointments. Hey, was looking through, thought you might like this listing. There's an open house this weekend. I'd love to meet you there. Let me know what you think. Somebody getting that and them thinking, oh my gosh, you did that just for me. Did I? Yes, I guess, but it was not much work for actually a great way to prospect, you know, and send an item of value.
I mean, over here, it shows 9 matched leads. Well, I can just highlight them. I can email, again, I can email it or text it. And this is what they get. Doesn't even have to be my listing, just boom, hey.
Right.
You know, what you could do is create a smart plan or something along those lines, you know, send every day, come in here, send these out, send them a tag that, you know, sent, I don't know what you'd call it, sent open house listing or whatever. And it's going to start engaging them. If they respond, I believe. It just depends on how you set up your smart plan.
Right.
But this is just a great way for you to stay on top of mind for people.
You know, I always, you know, what I always thought about this myself is do people want me calling and bugging them? Probably not. Right?
Probably not.
Do people want to see properties and go and view them and go inside the houses and go shop and go dream? Absolutely. So I think anytime I can share something with them, like, hey, here's an open house, it's actually something that somebody wanted. Hey, can I help you? That doesn't provide them any sort of actual value. Hey, do you want to go see this house? Oh shit, let's go look at houses. I want to do that. So I believe using those kind of approaches is A, you're giving them what they want, and that's the home. But it's also keeping you connected.
So you could create an ad right here, which I did. 77 clicks, 23 leads engaged. 13 of those were new. Cost per lead, $6.49.
And that's the campaign you ran for your
Yep.
listing.
And this is the link that it'll take them to make them register.
How many, what was it, $6 a lead? Yeah, $6.50 a
$6.49.
lead. Right. Was that a?
And look, it says a potential buyer registered via promotion ads. It shows you.
Right.
And then here's all your match leads on this side as well. So this, I've had 218 views on this house, which is pretty awesome. I need to sell this house, by the way, guys. But you can.
You got
create a new-
23 people that want to buy it right there.
So look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it right now.
So where did you get that if you wanted to start over?
So I started out on my homepage.
Hey, wait, if you send us all a link to it, I'll share it, the house that you need to sell.
Done. Thank you.
Okay.
Haley, I'm up in Commerce City and I'll share it too.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Hey, bring me the
I-
buyer and I'll sell it.
You would. So see this where it just says ad, guys? Ad. Just gonna click right there. I mean, that's the first way to do it. I already ran one, so I'm gonna click add again on this side, and this is what it's showing me. Auto promotion, $199. Auto create new ads at every step of the listing life cycle. Or you can do a basic design your own promotion ads for your listing. I'm lazy.
You can adjust that cost, can't you? The $199 or no?
You can, I believe, but no, I guess it looks like let's do 125. Estimated views. Oh, and also this is promoted on Facebook and Instagram. So no, it's a minimum of 199.
Okay.
Check out. Ready to discover your new home. And I mean, you can edit this however you want. You can select the page that you want it to show as sponsored. I always obviously use the realtor page. select the images. And I'm actually not going to complete this because I'm going to promote this as an open house. So I'm going to edit it.
Can you switch it to an open house now?
See, open house.
Right.
Explore the homes with the open house that are currently for sale. No. I don't know if, see how it says open house date? It's because, oh, because I haven't started it in the MLS yet. It'll pull it from the MLS.
You haven't scheduled it.
I haven't scheduled it yet. So, but I mean, literally you would select whether it's a buyer or seller lead, who obviously this would just say agent, and hit submit and it's done. It's that easy. And I do that. I personally do this for everyone because I'm lazy. I'm not gonna, I mean, I'm lazy as far as Facebook advertising is concerned. Ask all the girls I work with, they'll tell you they're all really great at Facebook. I am not. So this helps me.
Well, you know, I think the fact that you generated 23 leads from that particular ad, you know, is huge. I mean, statistically, there should be at least one client out of the 23.
Yeah, yeah, I know. So back to this, you can go to manage listing even and end up back here. So you can create a listing video. I believe this is $20. You can select, I haven't done this yet, so maybe we do this together. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I want this one. That one. I don't know. I feel like maybe this one.
It says that you have to do your social studio pro in order to be able to do it.
Oh, so that's why it's a 20. I wasn't reading. I thought it was going to give me something else, but it's $20 a month. And so social, you have access to the social studio, which we're going to get to in just a second. Clearly, you have to have access to that to make a listing video. But what it does is it makes, you know, it puts music behind your slide of pictures and put your information on there, which I mean, could be nice. Everybody's different. So you can do a listing video, can create a flyer, post it to social media, click of a button, right? And it's going to show it to, this is what it looks like on Facebook. This is what it looks like on Instagram. All pretty, I mean, quick. You could create a transaction if you were, you know, under contract, which I did skip that. That's actually a pretty good feature. I'll show that to you in a minute. I've never utilized an offer link. I believe that's something new, along with the seller report. I'm not familiar with what this actually shows. I'm going to create a test for myself to see what it's going to show. I imagine, well, preview report. Creating an ongoing seller report is a convenient way to keep your sellers in the loop regarding all of your activities associated with their listing. Okay, so this is what a seller report looks like. 218 views, 18 potential buyers, engaged buyers. Wow, went up and then it came down. Then it tells you exactly, you know, what you're doing. It's like your report card, I suppose. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, there we are. Okay. There's also your promotion page, which is a landing page, a single property website. I share the heck out of this, and it will prompt them to register, as it just did. What do you guys think about this so far?
It's awesome.
You can create an open house form. So let's go to campaigns up here. So you can create landing pages, a whole different, I mean, whatever you want. As I was saying, we were at an event recently and I forgot all of my registration forms. So it took me 5 minutes to create a landing page from my iPad at the event to allow people to register. Because we do spinny wheels and we have them registered to do the spin wheel sort of a thing. So you can do single property pages. Let's feature a listing. Oh, my internet. There you go. Next. So what property should we do? Let's do 5253. Who has a listing right now?
1054. South. I-25. Interstate 25, Castle Rock.
Let's see if it'll let us do it. See that there where it says add pocket listing? You could create a single property website for your pocket listing to show your seller, look what I'm going to create for you.
Look what I've already created for you.
That's a better way to put it. I don't know if it's just my internet.
Got dial-up.
Boom, it's not even my listing and I just created a landing page for it. I could
Boom.
share this, right? And it's going to have people register. So, I mean, I highly recommend getting comfortable with these landing pages. There's a design center that is similar to Canva. I think it's great. My computer doesn't like it, so I'm not going to mess with it. You have one listing ad that you have already paid for, but have not configured. I'm going to. So you could do Happy Halloween. I'm going to try.
Sorry,
So
can
you
you
could just,
explain what a pocket listing is once more?
So,
yeah, so
You know, you should
pocket
have like a workshop. Can we have like workshops where we all come in or all log on and just like ask questions and practice this? I mean, this is like a little bit intimidating.
well, so we're
I
gonna
was
do.
gonna say the same thing. I would love to do that.
So we're gonna do this every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we're gonna be going over some elements. So today's kind of big picture, talking about everything as a whole, and then each week going forward, we're just gonna kind of chip away at it a little at a time. So it's gonna take us a long time to all just be comfortable and, you know, with using this. So definitely.
yep, absolutely. And then again, don't ever hesitate to call me if you're working on something and you're stuck. Give me a call. You can scan my little QR code there. It'll give you my business card, add me to your contacts. I'm here to help however I can. So we've got this design center. Again, I think it's great, but me and my computer, I don't know what it is. But you can share these via email. You can do a whole lot of other things. It just has a whole bunch of templates for you. You can create just listed flyers. You can type in your listings address and it'll populate your pictures for you. Super cool. Okay. And the social studio, I think this is a great feature for those that, first of all, is anybody taking advantage of the new weekly email that we're getting with the social media content? So this would be great because you can schedule your social media posts in advance. So let's say I wanted to create a post. I could share a landing page that I've created. I could do a custom post. I could share a listing. Let's do listing first. So here's my listings. I could, let's say tomorrow, I want to share this listing. Okay. This is what it looks like on Facebook. This is what it looks like on Instagram. If I hit post now, obviously it's going to share now, or I can schedule it for tomorrow, same time. Schedule post. I don't have to do anything.
So
Go
can
back. What was that, Brandy?
Sorry, Jared. So can we basically go in and say, I search your listing, your one up in Brighton, for example. I can use your listing or it has to be my own listing to share it like that?
I think you can share any. So let's try. Let's go to create a post, listing.
Use
All
that
listing.
10, all of them, right?
So let's just see what it looks like. I'm just gonna grab one. I have obtained the necessary permission from the listing agent and our broker. So I think it looks, what they're doing is they're covering their butts, right? Because technically we need to have permission. Well, I think if you just shot a text message, hey, can I market this for you? What agent's gonna say no? If you're worried about it, just saying to
I
PC.
wouldn't be worried about it. I
Just to
wouldn't be
be-
worried about it.
You're a rebel.
But you know
But
it.
technically, you could share any, okay? Jared, we need to talk about our integration.
Haley, I have a quick question, and I guess this would be for Jared. If, as long as the listing's within Titan One, do we have permission?
It's no different. It's no different, you know, so that you really do. Remember, and even if you approached me to ask me to do it for mine, I don't have my seller's permission to let you. So if somebody says, yeah, I mean, the chances of somebody saying yes are slim to none. I mean, I think you just do it, if I was just being honest.
So, I mean, you can share a listing, you can share the landing page, you can do a custom post. Okay, this would be a great way to take advantage of the resources we're receiving weekly with the content. We just copy, paste here, upload the image, do it for the whole week, and you're done.
And so
How long does it take to copy?
So we're going to start sending those out every Friday. So you'll have next week's content every Friday. So that way you could Sunday morning spend 15 minutes just uploading your content for the next week is really why we're sending those out Friday to everybody. Look at this real quick, Haley. Go back to
Yep.
right where you were. Create a post. Go to the
Custom
custom.
post?
Sure. See up at the top where it says choose your posting channels? Right there is where you guys can add any of those social media accounts that you haven't added yet. Right now, Haley's got her Facebook, her Instagram, and her LinkedIn profiles. She could also add her Twitter as well as her Google Marketplace. So that's where you guys can add all of those social accounts too if you don't have them set up.
You can do an open house form.
Hey, Damien had a thought, I think. Damien, did you have something?
Yeah, I strongly encourage everybody to, work through the videos that were sent out. Was that last week, Jared?
I'll send them again today.
Yeah, send them again. The agent platform, what I recommend going through it just step by step. Don't take too much on initially. Like I said earlier, maybe just put in 2 or 3, fake buyers, fake sellers, go through it step by step, maybe even team up with another agent or another 2 agents where you sort of use each other as pseudo clients, and do these kind of things with each other to get familiarized. I think there's a steep learning curve, but once you get it after 3 or 4 times, it becomes basically second nature. It's extraordinarily simple. It's just getting to understand it, and then it'll just be smooth sailing from there. So practice with a couple fake buyers, maybe some family members, that have legit emails, legit phone numbers, swap, details with an agent, and both go back and forth with each other, would be my recommendation.
Agreed. And
I
that's it. The more
agree.
time. Sorry, go.
Sorry. I always set myself up of a personal email and test it. Yeah.
And the more times you play in it, and the more times this should be a tool that we're using almost, if not every day. For me, this was the most imperative piece. I got to generate more leads, and the more leads I have, the more chances I have to win. But once I start acquiring the leads, if I'm not following up and maintaining correspondence and communication, I should not even generate the lead. So this is something we should be looking into every day, updating daily, moving those people down the actual pipeline.
Well, to give you an example, full disclosure, I've worked with FSBOs a ton, and I would upload a list of FSBOs. I already had a template created. I would copy, paste, send, move them to the next tag, remind me to follow up the next day, hit him with the text to follow up. I did all my prospecting like that. I didn't spend a few hours doing it. When I say a few hours, I mean like 8 to 12. I was able to shorten the time of prospecting and still make a lot of contact.
Totally.
You can create an open house form. You can edit houses, edit the questionnaire. Let's add a new one. Here's my active listings. Again, send a welcome email to the registered leads. Yeah. Send welcome text to the register. Yeah, let's do it. Register teams as team leads. No, this is mine, right? And hit save. So now I have an open house form that when people come to the open house, I can have this open on my tablet. They can scan that or just click on it and fill in the form here. They can scan this from their phone and fill out the form. So for me, what I'll do is I'll do a drawing for Nuggets tickets. Hey, please scan this code to register for the drawing. Now I have all their information.
Haley, you probably answered this, but is all of this included in what we already have, or have you paid like the extra $200 to be able to do all this?
It's what's included.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. You can also create text codes. I don't know how to do that. Never done that. I'll let Jared figure that one out.
And those are just text codes, text 6321 to get more information. In the text codes, you would have to have printed onto writers, or you'd have to print it onto the flyer. Text codes are the same as QR codes.
So that's it for me.
I think Mary had a question real quick. If you can go share that screen real quick. She was asking, can we pull or filter leads based on recent activity? Who most recently was on the site? Is that what you're asking, Mary?
So there.
Go to leads real quick. How did your thing turn into like words all of a sudden?
I told you, I think they're making updates. Mine's different.
Weird.
Which is
And then
actually-
so up at the menu where it says names, pipeline agent, contact info, lead source, down on the list of leads,
Here,
right there, the headers underneath that name, pipeline agent. Is
Yeah.
there one that says last login?
last touch.
No,
lead
that would be
score,
last time we
activities,
checked them.
I'm looking at alerts, task tags, last visit.
Last visit, there you go. So last visit would be where you could organize your leads by the last person who was actually on the site.
Yeah. And one thing I just am a big advocate for, I don't know about y'all, but the reverse prospecting is, I think, something pretty awesome. I'll go in here every day. I'll look at my reverse prospecting list in the MLS. I will copy and paste the new ones into an Excel spreadsheet and upload it. And then I will send them an email. Takes me 5 minutes.
Love it.
So I have a quick question. Do you recommend still using Sync while we're getting used to this?
I would say just immediately start using this. We're gonna have sync through November, and then come December 1st, there will be no more sync.
Okay.
So we got about a month left of transitioning, and that would be transitioning and changing any, we should have all the notes included into this system. So you should have all that history and everything. So I just say start getting used to this, and I'll update everybody once all those leads are imported.
Okay, and then one other question. On the profile, it's asking me for the MLS agent ID for all the I don't know what you call them, all the RE Colorado. Do I fill those fields in?
Yeah, so that MLS ID is just your, when you log into your RE Colorado, that same MLS ID that you would use there.
Okay, so even though you as a broker can have access to more than the RE Colorado, I just type in the information for RE Colorado from mine. Is that correct?
Correct, because it wants to pull your, so because of you're in the MLS, it'll start pulling your info and start giving you those listing reports on that dashboard where it kind of showed Haley's listings. That's
Gotcha.
why it wants that, is so it can pull that data.
Okay, makes sense. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
I'm going to share the link for my listing to the Facebook group.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Do with it what you will. Good
I mean,
stuff.
get it out there.
Come on, sell that unit.
have a
Anybody else
question.
have any other questions?
I have a market question since I'm doing, well, we won't go there, but for all you awesome people that have listings, can you share why your people are selling right now?
You know,
They
from
mine
my,
want a larger home.
what's that?
Mine want a larger home.
Are
You
they
go.
cash?
I'm sorry.
I think we lost you, Andrea.
Oh,
Oh, we got
I
you.
think that she's cash.
Yeah, she's asking, are they cash or are they not worried about, I think, the interest rates?
They're putting 15% down to keep their payment down. They also got a 2-1 from the seller.
okay.
So they're comfortable with their payment. You know, the way that I talk to my clients is there's always a possibility, you know, to be able to refinance, but you need to be comfortable with what your payment is, what it's going to be for sure.
Totally.
And they're comfortable with that.
I was just curious as to if people are selling now because they have to, or because I can't imagine I mean, well, that's awesome that they're looking for a bigger home in this market. That's pretty incredible.
You know, so some of the ones that we've been working with are behind on payments and have to sell.
Okay.
I would say a lot of the ones that we've been working with are leaving the state, you know. I mean, I think, you know, let's not forget, no matter, you know, when we did our class last Tuesday, we were chatting with Jesse, over the last 50 year interest rate average was 7.65% over the last 50 years. So we're not even to an average, you know, an average interest rate over the last 50 years. One thing that we have to remember is there's still going to be, you know, probably 75,000 transactions, which means 150,000 sides just in Denver over the next year. So, you know, no matter what's happening, whether it's a buyer's or seller's market, there's always going to be transactions. And if we're looking for a handful of, you know, a dozen transactions a year, one a month, you know, there's still 150,000. There's a good chance we still can get the business. So I think we have to be optimistic. We have to share kind of some of the, you know, Haley had mentioned a 2-1 buy down. You know, what are some of the things that are helping in this current market is really what our job is at this point.
Not to mention too, I think that people are selling right now are the ones that are selling for probably a more of a motivation than just equity, if you will, because is a whole different, how do I put this? Obviously, if you were to sell prior to May of this year, you're likely to get multiple offers over list, not have to do anything.
Right.
And it's a completely different market now. So I think everybody that I've spoken to that wants to sell now, they're realistic about what they need. And when it comes to the conversation about quote unquote lost equity, well, they never really had it, in my opinion, to begin with. If we naturally are going to appreciate between 3 to 7% annually, I hit them right in the middle with it and say, well, how long have you lived here? In a normal market, this is how much you would have actually gained as far as equity is concerned. And
Right.
And the bottom line is the market's the market. So if you need
Yep.
to move, you can talk about the market until you're blue in the face, but you need a
doesn't change it.
house and you need
Right.
to sell your house. So, the market doesn't change. It doesn't change. You can wait for it to change. But you'll never have control of the market. In any market, you'll never have control of it. There's always a buyer and seller. There's always motivations. The market
Totally.
is what it is.
yep.
Yep, yep.
I just went over this. I had to drill this into my client's head. The market is the market. You're going to
And
be
and it tells
homeless
us. it
talking
tells
about
us
the
what-
market before
Right.
you're going to,
Right. It's a moving target and it always will be.
yeah,
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You need a house, don't you? You want a bigger house. You want a smaller house. You want to leave your husband. Your kids have left. Now you need a different phase of life. There's always a buyer.
Right. Good stuff. Anybody got anything else? I will send out those training links again today. I will get this video out. I will keep everybody posted.
So next Tuesday, 10 to 11:30.
Same time, same place. With Haley's pretty face.
We'll be there.
Thank you, Haley.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you,
Haley.
Haley.
Thanks, guys.
Have
Thanks,
a good
guys.
day.
Next week.
Yep. See you next week. See you before then. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.